We are rolling into the weekend with zero weather problems, but we will not be able to say that by the end of the two-day stretch. Karen?
Also, first at 4, Detroit police head into vacant homes looking for possible victims and new clues. We're tracking the search for a possible serial killer. The family of a rising country star is touched by tragedy. An accidental drowning puts the focus on pool safety. Paula Tutman live with a survival lesson. Paula.
And you know what, Karen? Believe it or not, it is possible that infants as young as 8 months old can be taught to self-save if they fall into water unattended. We'll show you how. These stories and more are happening right now on Local 4, First at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, Detroit police launch a door-to-door dragnet as part of the search for a possible serial killer on the city's east side. They're looking for more possible victims in vacant homes and new clues that could lead to a suspect. Local 4's Coco McAvoy working the story.
Good afternoon, Karen. Detroit police and city crews started with the home on Mack and Mount Elliott, where the third victim was found this week. You can see that Detroit police and city crews boarded up the house here. They also tore down a number of trees. And now they're trying to identify the woman who was found here earlier this week.
We have been getting regular leads and tips. The community is very cooperative, and we're following up on each and every one.
Coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll tell you why Detroit police fears there could be more victims and how they're trying to find them.
All right, thank you very much, Coco. A Garden City man accused of killing an off-duty Detroit police officer faced a judge today via video call from his hospital bed. Eddie Johnson Jr. was charged with the murder of Elaine Williams. Earlier this week, Williams, a 14-year police veteran and mother of 2, was found dead inside of her Garden City home. Johnson was found injured nearby. New at 5, friends and family held a special vigil to remember Williams today, and we'll have that part of the story when you join us at 5. Moving to Taylor, an Allen Park man accused of carjacking and kidnapping a woman has been charged. James Ferris faces several charges, including carjacking, armed robbery, and assault with intent to murder. Earlier this week, prosecutors say Ferris carjacked a woman outside of a store on Eureka Road, then drove her to an ATM, forced her to withdraw money, and then allegedly assaulted the woman before taking off with her car. A judge denied a bond. Ferris will be back in court later this month. Detroit's east side residents are celebrating the arrival of the new Fiat Chrysler plant. Things are just getting started. This is a live look at the celebration for the new Mack assembly plant. Fiat Chrysler plans to invest billions of dollars to turn the idled Mack engine complex into a Jeep assembly plant. The automaker says today's event is simply to celebrate car manufacturing coming back to the city and thank the community who helped get the deal done. And as you can see with that video, it has been a gorgeous day. Are you ready for the weekend? It is going to be a great one, but a little bit of problems, part of it. Not major, though, so let's check in with Ben for the latest.
Yeah, Karen, to start the weekend, we're going to see a whole lot more of this rolling into Saturday. All kinds of sunshine, temperatures at or above average in the mid to upper 70s. It is perfect out there to start the weekend, or which may have started a little bit earlier, depending on what your work schedule is like. This is the problem we're watching for Saturday. It really starts tonight. Lakeshore flood warnings are up for the east side for Monroe, Wayne, and Macomb counties. This starts tonight. This lasts all the way through Sunday morning. It is for those east winds, but the speeds could reach 25 miles an hour, especially down here on Lake Erie. Slightly lower speeds around Lake St. Clair, but that could be some issues tomorrow. Tonight, no problems at the ballpark. Tigers are in town against the Twins down at Comerica, nearly perfect, and there'll be some fireworks out there as well. We'll talk more about your weekend in just a few minutes. Karen?
All right, thank you very much, Ben. If you know anyone coming downtown this weekend, maybe for the Tigers game or Gay Pride, we do have a traffic alert for N10. Starting tonight, crews are moving to another phase in repairing the eastbound I-94 ramp to the lodge, and they will be closing the southbound lodge at 94 so crews can tear down a failing barrier. This construction will last until Monday morning. The main work on the eastbound 94 ramp will continue until Labor Day. Plenty of American companies and consumers are waiting to see if President Trump will actually slap those new tariffs on Mexico this coming Monday. Negotiators have been scrambling to avoid the tariffs, but there's no deal right now. Let's get to Kimberly Gill. She is in the newsroom with the latest. Kim.
Karen, good afternoon. There's so much at stake here. Border security and $378 billion worth of Mexican imports. Right now, negotiations are going down to the wire. So it looks as if the Trump administration will make legal notification today that a new 5% tariff will go into effect on Monday. The president is threatening to raise tariffs every month up to 25% in October. He wants Mexico to do more to stop undocumented immigrants from coming into the United States. Mexico has reportedly agreed to put 6,000 troops on its border with Guatemala to stop the flow of immigrants from Central America. That's considered a big step. But here's a pessimistic update from the vice president's chief of staff. Well, actually, we don't have that sound. I do apologize. Negotiators, though, have said even if they file notice to impose those tariffs today, that can be called off if there's a deal over the weekend. Vice President Mike Pence and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo have been leading the negotiations while the president was in Europe. He is scheduled to arrive home sometime within the hour. Karen will keep you posted on when he does, and we'll have more coming up on the news at 5. But it could be a very busy weekend. We'll send it back to you.
All right, we appreciate it. Thank you, Kim. Well, we have some sad news to share. A rising country music star is mourning the loss of his 3-year-old son, and that tragedy is another wake-up call about pool safety. Granger Smith revealing his son River died in the family's backyard swimming pool. His family shared the loss on social media and said they donated the little boy's organs to give other children a second chance at life. You may recall skier Bodie Miller and his wife lost their young daughter who drowned in a neighbor's pool last year. The Millers have been very vocal, trying to raise awareness about swimming safety. So today, our Paula Tutman checked in with experts to learn about skills that parents can teach very young children that could help them survive during a dangerous situation. She joins us live. And that really is the key, Paula, to start at a very young age.
It really is. The leading cause of accidental death for children under the age of 4, Karen, is drowning. It's drowning. That means it is preventable in so many different ways. It is preventable. And this is just one of the ways. For anyone, this is a heart-stopping image. A child floating face down in the water. But incredibly, Eliza, who's only 5.5 years old, instinctively knows how to roll over, not panic, breathe, and wait. For all intent and purposes, when she hits the water, she becomes a goldfish. And she's had the hang of it since she was about 8 months old.
Really quick, they learn that they have to hold their breath. And that's key because they're not choking when they come up. And it's not scary.
So we're gonna again help them, make sure, hand over hand.
A baby as young as 6 months old can learn to float independently and survive in the water by themselves. We teach babies to float independently on their back, to roll over, kick, and pull to the side of the pool.
So the first thing you're gonna do is lift up his little elbow here, thin, again watching his chin, thin, then pull him up with his belly, and then we're gonna bring one leg around with his flipper. Very good, and then you're gonna turn him around so he's facing you.
If a child falls in, parents are not around, they can hopefully survive and breathe and float independently before somebody arrives and gets them out of the pool.
For these parents living in Michigan, a water state filled with lakes, ponds, rivers, pools, and even bathtubs, teaching a child to survive water long enough to be rescued is a must.
No matter where you go, there's water, and it's extremely important that they learn at an early age to be able to be safe.
The infants and toddlers are conditioned through training and repetition to ignore the human impulse to panic and essentially go into autopilot with a triggered impulse and reaction if they find themselves face down in water.
Knowing that if she ran in right now, that she'd be okay is huge. It's huge.
It really is huge, and you see this little 4-month-old. So this is a process. They're being conditioned to not be afraid of the water, and then by the age 6 months to 8 months, then they're actually taught, again, buying them time to roll over, keep their nose above water, buying enough time for someone to discover that they could actually be in the pool, Karen.
You know, Paula, I did this with my little ones. I started one, I think, at 6 months, the other at 9 months, and you are right. It's those extra few moments that they can do the flip, or later on when they get stronger, they can hold on to the pool, and it gives you that moment to, to save them. But you have to start them young.
You do, and it's just buying time and also understanding that the child by 8 months is old enough to start learning this. You don't have to wait until they're walking and talking.
I know I have some friends that I'm really pushing on this, so I'm so glad we shared this report.
Push.
All right, thank you, Paula. Appreciate it.
Push hard.